It seems like an innocent jingle, but behind those mouse ears lies a huge entertainment company with amazing clout that does everything it can to protect its product. And when you're a young actor working for Disney, that product is you. So it's no wonder that Disney has a long list of rules it expects its stars to follow. In this video, we're giving you a taste of what these Disney stars go through to work for the Mouse House. Here are 25 of the rules they have to follow to keep their jobs with Disney. Number 1. Keep up appearances. Acting for the Disney company, it's a big deal, and the company expects you to maintain your character's look, especially if you're a woman. For the actresses that appear in the company's TV shows and movies, this means maintaining the look they give you. From keeping a flawless figure to making sure that their nails stay short and plain, these stars are required to preserve their appearance. Of course, Disney expects the girls they hire to grow up. The company just wants to depict that on camera. However, any change that's too severe can become a problem. If an actress's figure evolves too drastically or too quickly, they may find themselves written out of their projects. As if growing up isn't hard enough as it is. Number 2. Date within Disney. Over the years, Disney stars like Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens, or Nick Jonas and Selena Gomez, they've coupled up. Disney employs many teen actors, and inevitably they want to start dating. Disney's preference would be to avoid the issue entirely, but if the stars are going to date, the company prefers that they do it with their fellow Disney stars. It's an unwritten rule, but the company makes it clear to its actors. I mean, after all, if Disney stars date each other, at least that gives Disney another marketing angle for their products. And of course, these young actors spend so much time around one another, feelings are bound to develop once in a while. Number 3. Female main characters are a must. Shows on the Disney Channel often put a big emphasis on female characters. Now obviously that doesn't mean there aren't male characters on the channel shows, but female characters are a must. Many shows are led by one or more young actresses. However, even male-fronted shows like the Jonas Brothers series and the Sweet Life shows heavily feature female main characters. Actresses like Chelsea Kane, Brenda Song, and Ashley Tisdale weren't technically the leads of those series. However, they played crucial roles and were seen throughout the episodes. Also, once many of these actresses are part of Disney, they continue to be employed by the company over and over again. Performers like Song and Tisdale have continued to pop up in Disney projects, and after the Sweet Life on Deck wrapped up, star Debbie Ryan was the lead in her own show for several years. Number 4. Social media posts may need permission. Social media gets a lot of people in trouble even when they're not famous. When you do have a public following though, posting the wrong thing can be a huge problem. This is especially true if an actor posts any details about their upcoming movie or TV show. To make sure nothing gets shared that shouldn't be, Disney requires actors to get its approval for social media posts related to its projects. And of course, Disney wants their actors to use social media. An actor talking about a new project on Twitter or Instagram can drive some serious hype. Disney still wants to carefully control those posts though. Of course, that doesn't mean the system is foolproof. Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the Disney-owned Marvel Cinematic Universe, is notorious for accidentally sharing spoilers. Number 5. Your name could become Disney's property. Occasionally, when a young star signs on for a show, Disney decides to use the actor's name for their character as well. This can become a problem, as Miley Cyrus found out when her real first name was used in her Disney show Hannah Montana. Miley's Hannah Montana character was named Miley Stewart, and since Disney owned every part of the show, that meant they owned the name Miley too. So when Cyrus wanted to release music under her own name, especially when it wasn't under Disney's banner, she hit a legal roadblock. Fortunately, Cyrus's mother quickly realized the issue and hired a lawyer to help the star regain the rights to the name Miley Cyrus. Number 6. Classes on avoiding scandal are required. Disney's aware that their young stars are in a unique situation. They're role models to millions of kids everywhere, but they're still growing up themselves. With a lot of money and freedom that many other kids their age don't have, Disney stars can find themselves flirting with scandal. So, Disney seeks to avoid issues, both for their bottom line and their young stars' well-being, by training them how to avoid scandal. More recently, Disney actors have also started receiving training on using social media. While all that training might be useful, it also seems to stifle Disney stars, in some cases leading them to act out. Number 7. Keep song lyrics PG. Pop music today can get extremely suggestive. For parents, Disney music is an oasis away from all the questionable content that they want to shield their kids from. That's why Disney insists that their artists keep their lyrics G, or at the absolute most PG rating. Now, of course, the other side of this is that, much like the training, it tends to stifle their artist's creative expression. Joe Jonas from the Jonas Brothers has been especially candid about what it's like to produce songs for Disney. While the brothers wrote their own material, the House of Mouse heavily policed their lyrics. According to Jonas, even implying they could be alone in a room with a girl was a big no-no. This can be very limiting for artists, especially as they grow older and want to explore some of their more adult experiences through their music. Number 8. Disney chooses your clothes. Every movie and TV show has a wardrobe department that picks clothes for its main characters. This maintains the production's look and ensures the clothes the actors wear are appropriate for their characters. Disney takes things one step further, however. They assign their stars a stylist who picks their clothes when they make public appearances. This means the style of clothes the actors wear in their projects often extends into other parts of their lives. It helps Disney maintain the actor's image, but it prevents stars from expressing themselves by choosing their own clothes. And of course, this may be exactly what Disney's hoping for. But it also is one of the reasons that Disney Channel's star's style seems to change so drastically when they leave the company. Number 9. Disney controls your career. When you sign a contract with Disney, you also sign away a certain amount of career freedom. Now, of course, this is true of any project, right? If you're working on one movie or show, you can't do another. Yet, accommodations can often be made for actors to work on more than one thing at a time if their schedule allows for it. Disney is usually not that easygoing, though. Many of the Disney movie actors sign multi-picture deals, and their contracts prevent them from working on other projects while the Disney movie is filming. However, actors on Disney TV shows have an even rougher deal. As long as the actor is on a Disney show, the company must approve any other project that they want to appear in. That means Disney has a say in the trajectory of an actor's career. That's why if Disney actors do take on outside projects, they're typically just as tame as the Disney shows that they star in. Number 10. Competition is high. On some of its shows, Disney encourages competition between its young leads. For example, on the series Shake It Up, Bella Thorne said that she was constantly forced to compete against Zendaya. She explained, "We were constantly being put against each other. It was who's better at this and who's better at that." That would be a source of stress for any talent, but it would be especially difficult for Disney's young actors. Perhaps Disney does this to encourage its stars to be as good as they possibly can be, but it can lead to insecurity from the actors and a lot of strife on set. Take the show Hannah Montana, for example. Initially, co-stars Emily Osment and Miley Cyrus couldn't stand each other, and supposedly that was because of the competition generated between them. Number 11. Salaries are non-negotiable. With so many young stars being brought under the Disney banner, it's no surprise that some of them failed to negotiate the best deals for themselves. This was especially true for Miley Cyrus during her time on Hannah Montana. Surprisingly, Cyrus was the lowest paid actor on the series, even though she was its lead. Cyrus chalks it all up to not knowing any better. Still, once the show was a hit, Disney wasn't willing to renegotiate her contract and increase her pay. Fortunately, this eventually changed with Cyrus' salary for the Hannah Montana movie. Number 12. Don't get photographed in compromising situations. Disney doesn't necessarily spell this rule out for its actors, but it doesn't want its stars to appear in any risque photos. In particular, its female stars, who it doesn't want to grow up too quickly. Yet, in an age where compromising images are caught on camera every day and cell phones can be hacked, this can be tough for actors. High School Musical's Vanessa Hudgens experienced the challenges of modern-day technology firsthand when a revealing photo of her was leaked. While Hudgens was over 18 at the time, she was still playing a high school student in her franchise. Understandably, Disney was extremely unhappy about the leak. Number 13. Keep your voice youthful. This next rule extends to Disney's constraints on its actors to the way that they speak. And not just the words they use, but the tone of voice that they say those words with. When Bella Thorne was on Shake It Up, she was trained to speak in a higher-pitched voice during interviews. Thorne's real voice is just naturally husky. However, Disney felt that the higher voice made her seem like more of a good girl. Of course, some changes to actors' voices are just the result of growing older. However, Disney's micromanagement of the tone of voice its actors use is still pretty extreme. Number 14. Don't smoke. Disney has a well-known ban on depictions on smoking across its properties. There is some wiggle room in certain cases, but for its kid-friendly fare, including its Disney Channel shows, this rule is rock solid. And it also extends to Disney stars' real lives. The young stars of Disney shows are expected to uphold the company's kid-friendly image by refraining from ever being seen with a cigarette. Of course, that doesn't mean nothing goes on behind the scenes, but if Disney ever found out about it, the company wouldn't stand for it. Number 15. Get ready to sing. Many a Disney Channel show or movie includes singing. That means the company hires a lot of actors who are multi-talented, and Disney knows a good opportunity when it sees one. The Mouse House is known for pushing its actors to take on singing careers, and it makes sense from a corporate perspective. If Disney has a star who acts in their properties and puts out albums too, they have multiple streams of revenue for that one talent, and many Disney stars seem to be open to that arrangement. One of the only stars who wasn't willing to go the singing route was even Steven's Shia LaBeouf. After leaving Disney, he did everything in his power to recreate his public image. At this point, some might say he was a bit too successful. Number 16. Play dumb in interviews. Dealing with the media is part of any celebrity's job. Yet, when you have to protect the content of your latest project or maintain a specific image, interviews can be challenging experiences. Disney ensures their actors are ready for the media gauntlet by providing them with media training. The crux of that training? Teaching them to play dumb when a question comes up that they don't want to answer. After claiming they don't know or don't remember the answer, they redirect the conversation down a more innocuous path. Joe Jonas said that one way he did this was by suddenly remembering a cute story about his dog when he needed to avoid a tough question. Number 17. Autograph training. In addition to being put on the spot in interviews, another trapping of fame is signing autographs, and Disney stars are no different. They often have to scrawl their names repeatedly for the fans who adore them. But just like everything else, Disney attempts to control the way its actors sign autographs too. If a new Disney Channel star doesn't have perfect penmanship, Disney sends them to training to perfect their signature. That way, even the autograph a Disney star signs lives up to the image the company wants to project. Number 18. Prepare for long hours. Working on a TV or movie production is often a huge time commitment for everyone from the crew members to the cast. However, the long hours can be particularly challenging for younger stars like the ones Disney employs. While the hours children can work are carefully controlled by law, they are also required to attend school and do homework. That means a child actor's day can stretch to many hours long. And those long, grueling work hours were tough on a young Miley Cyrus, who said that she spent so much time at work that her vitamin D count was low. The long work hours would leave her depressed, and the difficulty only worsened when she officially became an adult on her 18th birthday. Number 19. No facial hair, guys. While Disney's female actors have more than a few rules that they need to follow, this rule is for the Mouse House's young male stars. They aren't allowed to have even a wisp of facial hair. Of course, many of Disney's actors are well past puberty, so staying baby-faced requires regular shaving. Yet the ban on facial scruff doesn't end at Disney shows and movies. As long as an actor is promoting a Disney project, they must maintain their clean-shaven look. Of course, this rule doesn't extend to older male actors. As long as they keep it neat, older actors are allowed to sport facial hair. Number 20. No say on the scripts. Like many actors, Disney Channel's young stars are expected to do what the scripts for their shows say. Sometimes, though, an actor may have an idea for the direction their show should take. Unfortunately, it seems Disney has not been particularly receptive to its teen actors. When Dylan and Cole Sprouse were starring on The Suite Life on Deck, they attempted to share their ideas about the show's storylines. Disney was less than interested, however. And it's hard to say if Disney simply didn't think the Sprouses had a good idea or dismissed them because it wasn't interested in their opinion. Either way, the twins reportedly felt the company didn't take them seriously. This was reportedly the reason that they decided to end their show. Number 21. Keep it covered up. Disney can be absolutely prudish when it comes to its female actors' clothes. In order to avoid any hint of sexuality, the company likes its stars to keep their skin covered. This became a problem when Bella Thorne from Shake It Up was spotted wearing a bikini on a beach. While the swimsuit was pretty standard beachwear, Disney deemed the suit inappropriate and threatened to fire her over it. Disney likes its actors to keep modest both on screen and in their personal lives, and the company can be very hard on stars that don't live up to these expectations. Number 22. That morality clause. Let's face it, no one wants to get caught up in a public scandal, and Disney certainly doesn't want to be dragged into one because of something one of their actors does. As a result, Disney contracts come with a strict morality clause. That way, should an actor get involved in anything that seems inappropriate or morally questionable, Disney can fire them. And if an incident does occur, the choice whether or not to bring the hammer down is all Disney's. That means even when it can, Disney doesn't always enact its morality clause. Its decisions are made on a case-by-case basis. So when Vanessa Hudgens revealing photos leaked, she kept her job even though Disney could have elected to let her go. The situation wasn't her fault though, so it was better for Disney's image just to let the issue fade away. Number 23. Pay for your damaged mouse ears. This next rule is a blast from Disney's past. The Mouseketeers from the original Mickey Mouse Club were warned that if their Mickey ear hats broke, they would have to pay to replace them. Of course, the Mouseketeers were kids. Many of them weren't even in their teens yet, so the approximately $50 for each hat cost was a huge amount of money. And if you consider that by today's standards, that would equate to 10 times as much cash, you get an idea of how much that would actually be to ask. This rule may have taught the kids a lesson, but it was awfully pricey. Number 24. You won't grow up. While Disney is willing to cast stars who are 18 and older, it isn't so that they can act their age. The characters on Disney's shows don't make it out of their teen years. As a result, actors who are in their late teens and early 20s end up playing much younger teenagers. For example, Joe Jonas played a 16-year-old on the show Jonas. While he acted and looked age-appropriate, in reality the guy was 20 at the time. And playing someone younger was difficult for Jonas, especially because he was often mistaken for the age of his character and treated accordingly. Number 25. Don't be yourself. Taken together, what all these rules make clear is that the one thing Disney doesn't want its actors to be is themselves. Instead, they're expected to project an idealized version of the perfect young star. After spending so much time adhering to a manufactured persona, it's no wonder that many of the Disney actors end up rebelling when they get older. Learning who they are and how to be themselves can be a genuine challenge for these stars. After all, they've spent most of their young lives living up to an image that isn't of their own making. That would require some adjustment for anyone. Which of these rules would you have the hardest time following if you were a Disney actor? Share your opinion in the comment section down below. And before you leave, don't forget to give this video a nice big thumbs up and subscribe to The Binger for more awesome content. Thanks for watching.